All right, I will call to order the December 8th, 2025 meeting of the Village of Wesley Chapel Council. If you will rise and join me up here. I'm going to welcome up Boy Scout Troop 46. They're going to send a representative to lead us in the pledge. This is Boy Scout Troop 46 from Siler Presbyterian.
Scout attention. Scout salute. Those not in uniform, please place your right hand over your heart. Please join me in saying Pledge Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Two, you may be seated.
Please remain standing, please.
Tricked you.
All good. And if you will, pray with me. Lord God, we just thank you for this day, Lord. We thank you for the many blessings you've given us already. And we pray that in the discussions, the actions, the votes that we take tonight, Lord, we do it in a way that would only honor you. We pray in your holy name. Amen.
Thank you. And thank you, Boy Scouts. It's nice to have you here. It looks like we're important when we have an audience full. All right, so this leads us to public comments.
There are none.
There are no public comments. So anybody want to speak before I move along? All right, so that leads us to the additions, deletions, and adoption of the agenda. Under item 8, Dogwood Park update, I need to add item B, Boy Scout project. We have Ryan Seymour here to talk to us about his Eagle Scout project. He's been working with John. And then I need to add item D under the Events and Programs Committee report to accept the resignation of a committee member. Does anyone else have any additions, deletions, or adoption of agenda? I mean, additions or deletions of the agenda.
Motion to accept the agenda as amended.
All in favor?
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor? All right, that was unanimous, Amy. All right.
Motion.
So, and now we have the consent agenda with the minutes and the meeting calendars for 2026.
Motion to accept the consent agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Unanimous. That leads us to our finance officer report.
Yep. So I should have a report soon. We ran into a reporting issue in the software, so we had to rerun and reconcile the reports again. So he's working on that. So we'll have those. The auditor responded to my email and said that she's running behind a little bit, but we should have everything and make the 12/31 cutoff. So we'll see. Other than that, we are seeing revenue come in and no extraneous things. The biggest thing we'll have going is when we do the dam segmentation removal and start those payments out. Otherwise, everything is just routine expenses. Any questions?
Any questions for Ms. Bailey?
Do we know when our next payout to DOT will be?
Probably in the fall of 2026.
Okay, so plenty of time. Okay.
Yes, sir. That's when we're expected to have to pay for the Potter and NC 84 improvement.
Yeah. It's the one we most recently approved, and it did say in there will be invoiced. Okay. I think in the past they hadn't actually said it that way, so I think that's kind of nice to be able to get an actual invoice for it.
But they said fall.
Okay.
All right. Any further questions for Ms. Bailey before we move along? Okay. So it brings us to the mayor update. I'll start with the Western Union Municipality report. There will be quite a bit of turnover in the committee makeup as elections brought a lot of new members. Wesley Chapel also has to decide if we want to continue on with David and myself as the attendees, or if somebody else wants a turn. Don't everybody speak at once. I'm happy to still keep going. How about you, Mr. Boyce?
I mean, I'm the alternate. Try to show up when you're not there. You've had great attendance so far, so it's been easy.
Deb's been my alternate a few times too, so I appreciate that. All right, so if y'all are good with that, we'll keep going. There is quite a lot there were quite a few like fall events and tree lightings and all the things around the county. And hopefully we do not meet in December, so in January we will meet and elect the chair and vice chair. They also want to have the municipal lobbyists come and present the possibility and financials of having a lobbyist for WUMA or for Union County municipalities. So we're hoping they're going to come to our February meeting. Another priority they want to have for 2026 is another meeting with our state representatives like we did in May of 2025 at the Waxhaw Town Hall. There is still, Mayor Polino on the way out wanted to continue talking about voluntary annexation of donut hole properties, and I think that's something we need to continue to ask for, is the voluntary annexation of people who live in our donut holes. I know we have recently updated the application, and in the past the village has been willing to waive those fees on our end to help close those donut holes. But it's been quite a while since we've had anybody annex in. Mayor Polino asked, the Marvin Ridge Athletic Booster Club is seeking private funding for their strength training and facility at Marvin Ridge. But the county has apparently told them that they are not able to remodel the facility with private money. And so he was asking if other municipalities wanted to make a resolution in support of the Marvin Ridge Athletic Booster Club acquiring private funds to remodel their facility.
Is that appropriate?
Can I speak to that, Madam Mayor? That was one of the, I guess, biggest topics was, is that appropriate? Because, that is, schools are managed, coordinated. Everything goes through the Board of Education. So, throughout the process of the mayor's the Mayor Marvin's discussions about that, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I think we may be overstepping the bounds a little bit. I think his main thrust was, particularly for Marvin Ridge, because that's in his municipality, but also as neighboring municipalities stepping up to say, okay, we would be willing to support private monies that would go towards improvements like that.
Yes. He said even though it's hitting them right now, it could be in our town
Yeah.
next. So I just said I would bring it back for your discussion.
Well, how do we feel about private funds being used in the schools?
Sounds like a school board decision to me.
That's my thoughts.
I don't have any problem with it. As a former employee of the school system, I don't have
When he
a
brought
problem.
it up, I wondered about the suitability of us speaking out
we
versus waiting for it to be in our town.
yeah. Unless we just made it a generic, we are in support of any public funds going to any school, and that would be a generic letter and wouldn't specifically mention, any school. And then that would set us up for the future when if that happens here.
I think we want to be very careful with generic though, because there might be strings attached to private funds coming into it that are going to control stuff that we don't want to necessarily endorse beforehand. Or if and when it does occur here, we want to make sure that we are very specific on what we're endorsing and what we're not endorsing and what the stipulations are to it.
Good point.
And again, my thoughts are we stay in our lane. That's a school board. That's a school board come to us type scenario, as opposed to us going to the school board saying, I think you need to consider this. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right. So I will report back after our January meeting. Hopefully we'll have some information about the lobbyist meeting and the future state representative meeting. Code enforcement report, as you see in front of you, there are several that did not attend their hearings. Trying to pull up his email he sent me. As you know, I don't know if everybody's noticed, the House of the Tree on It is gone in preparation for the Aurora at Price Mill subdivision. So that is a sad. The house was so beautiful, but with the tree on it, I guess that was what had to happen. There are several of the properties that have been open, several cases that have been open the longest, including Willow Run and Cottonwood. And the next step is civil penalties due to noncompliance. So I just wanted to make you aware, and we'll be proceeding accordingly. Just want to make you aware before we move forward. Residential development, we have McCoy Farms, Aurora at Price Mill, and any other residential.
One is the 38 lot subdivision. We looked at the sketch plan, the sketch plan for the modification last month. So then we moved the preliminary plat phase. But another one is called Wonderland. It's near Newtown, Merle Davis, and Cuthbertson. Right now it's 47 lots. They're in the very, very early stages.
Say that again. Newtown, Cuthbertson, and Myrtle.
Davis. Like right where Newtown and Cuthbertson.
Oh, on the empty part.
So it's on the, yeah, it's on the north
Oh,
side of that.
where the solar farm was going. Okay.
But like I said, we've had a very, very early conversation with them. So they're not even sketch plan approval.
Okay.
But that's,
Would they also be on septic?
they're still trying to do.
Okay.
That's just one I know that the developer's working on it. But that's the one I wanted to mention. Like I said, it could be a year from now when y'all see anything, but that's happening.
Commercial center update. They are working hard. There's definitely some buildings flying up. I don't know of anything new to share. Do you have anything?
Not really. I mean, if y'all see anything going on at Chase Bank, they are putting solar panels on the roof at Chase. Just to let y'all know, they're not adding on or anything like that. They're just adding solar panels. Everything that is under construction is, you can see the dental office up near the entrance, the Ace Hardware, the commercial retail shops, they're going to be beside Publix and beside PetSmart, and no office buildings that are under construction. They have not started on the commercial buildings that are going to be going just south of the strip where Hickory Tavern is. They have not started anything that. There is some proposed retail that's going to be going there.
It looks like it's been marked off though.
Yes.
It looks like it's,
But they haven't even got any building permits.
yeah, but I mean, that's like the last piece, right?
That's the last piece, yes.
Do we know when the Piedmont natural gas line relocation is supposed to start?
I haven't heard any, and we had a flurry, and then I haven't heard anything about it.
I do say, I'll circle back to this when we get to the park, the programs and events, but I noticed that quite a bit of our land is staked off too, and we need to make sure that those stakes do not move during the winter event. So, because we don't want to upset our neighbors. All right. And NC DOT projects. The next one on the books, I think, is going to be NC 84 and Potter when we write our check next fall. But we'll be continuing to look for the Billy Howie and Waxhaw Indian Trail road improvement. I know that they're continuing to look for funding for that, so hopefully that will come to fruition, but if not, that's about. Still no word on the turn lane at Cuthbertson and Newtown, but hopefully progress happens in 2026. Any questions for me before I turn it over to Emily? And we also have Chair Kennery here too. Would you like to say anything, Chair Kennery?
Just another update I wanted to give. I'm just getting into my plan update. Is that we had our monthly meeting about the critical intersection. This meeting was on the 20th with our engineer consultant and other jurisdictions in Union County. The one for Wesley Chapel that we're working on right now is Newtown Road and Lester Davis Road. Just to kind of give an update, the critical intersection project is so that we have plans in place so that when funds become available, we need projects to work on, we will have what they call shovel-ready projects. So like I said, we're working on Newtown Road and Lester Davis right now. The consultant is working on postcards to be able to send out to the adjacent and then the property owners within that general area to let them know when we have, and I don't have a date, but when we have a public comment time for them, like we did last time it was online, people are going to be able to access the information beforehand as to what the proposal, the alternate is, so that people can give comments at that time. And hopefully we will also be able to have some cost estimates coming up soon, and they'll have a presentation, just like we did last time for y'all. Just want to give an update on that. Any questions about anything else before we go into report forms? So Pulte Homes is requesting final plat approval for phase 1 of the McCoy Farm subdivision. The final plat for this phase is to create 21 lots and record right-of-way, easements, tree save areas, and common open space. The total lots for this development at completion will be 43 lots. So like I said, this is 21 lots they're proposing right now, along with all the other areas. What will be left is the 22 remaining lots. As you can see on the plans, that's the white area that would be in the future phase. The sketch plan for McCoy Farms was approved in July of 2020. In January of 2021, Council gave a conditional use permit approval for a conservation subdivision. At that time, they also provided that they did not have to do a stub out between lots 31 and 32. And they also gave a subdivision modification waiver for the maximum block length at that same time. In December of last year, Village Council approved the preliminary plat for the subdivision. And now tonight, as I stated, we are before you at the request of the developer to approve the phase 1 of the final plat. The developer is proposing to bond all the remaining work. The village's ordinance does allow that in lieu of completion, dedication, and acceptance of all infrastructure and improvements, prior to the final plat approval, the village may enter an agreement with the subdivider whereby the subdivider shall guarantee completion of all required improvements. In your packet, I believe you had a engineer cost estimate for the performance guarantee. The developer is proposing to bond the work that includes earthwork / grading, streets, erosion control, and miscellaneous items such as the mailbox, kiosk, silt fencing, and irrigation systems. The amount of the work to be completed is $3,888,099. So the amount of the bond, and I know I had typed in the year staff report would be $4,374,111.35. That's 125% of that amount. On November 24th, the planning board recommended approval of the phase 1 of the final plat. So we are at the behest of the developer requesting the final plat to be approved, conditionally approved with modifications or denial of the final plat. And we're requesting approval based on the information has been reviewed by staff, by the engineers, and by Union County for all the infrastructure that needs to be bonded.
Questions for Emily?
The developers.
Or the developer?
How many acres is this whole thing? It's gonna have 40 houses on it.
It's around 63 acres total.
Would y'all like to say anything?
My name is Chase Turner with Bolting Homes. It's around 63 acres.
Okay. Now, a lot of that is treeless.
Yeah, so about 40 acres is what the homes will be on. There's 75-foot buffer and a bunch of trees saved around the homes.
So this is a conservation subdivision, our first one. It's a little difficult for me with the digital little pieces, not having the papers, but somewhere on here, and I apologize, I can't tell you which page, and you can see it in the little cutout in the upper left-hand corner. It looks like a road to Potter, an entrance onto Potter, as well as Wesley Chapel Stouts. Is that going to be an entrance, or is that just designating the property? Because I thought I saw a comment in here somewhere that said there were 2 entrances, and that is in the tree area. So,
Yes,
explain that.
there's only one entrance on the Wesley Chapel Road.
okay, but there is right now an entrance on Potter. There is currently an entrance on Potter that just went in within the last month. I assume that's for construction.
I don't believe so, not on Potter.
It's just past the roundabout.
Yeah, I guess that's Wesley Chapel Road though, right?
No, Potter.
And then Potter turns, and then that's what's the chapel going that way. So by the time,
Yeah, so our entrance is off of Wesley Chapel Road.
Right, I know that entrance, but there's a new cut-in off of Potter
It should
within
be.
the last month or so.
I don't believe so.
Yeah.
There's one.
It looks like it would be with the McCoy piece, and it looks like it sort of aligns with that little spit that points down to and touches Potter Road. And so there's no trees there because that was basically farmland, but in the new plat, it's showing that it will all be tree area. So I was just asking if that's truly just a temporary.
Can you point it out to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just all tree shade. That's not an entrance.
Okay. Well, there's something there now. So, but it is truly tree safe, and it's not any type. I thought I saw writing in here that indicated it was some sort of right of way for the county or something. I wanted to make sure that it's not a situation where we go in and we require all these trees, and then county or someone else says they need to come in and access it, and I think that's an access point.
Yeah, there's no access point there.
are you gonna have to plant any trees to make up the difference, or is it gonna work out? Great, that's great.
You're not planting any trees,
I mean, we'll have a landscaping plan and stuff like that, but
but no trees to complete the entire area for the tree save.
no,
Every tree that's there is already.
everything stays, yeah. Everything that's there now is stays.
So what's the quantity of trees that are required for the conservation subdivision?
This was reviewed by the foresters.
10% tree save.
Yeah.
Any further questions for the developer?
Is your land, a, could I drive out there and just take a look, in other words?
Yes, it's been fully paved.
Okay,
You can drop it in.
okay. Because I didn't see the paved road. I guess I haven't been by there.
Yeah, it's been paved. They worked when they were doing the roundabout, coordinated that with everything for the entrance.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I haven't been out that way, but have you guys got the signs up yet on the divider?
Yes, all the NCDOT signs, approved signs are up, and then street signs should be going this week.
What about on the divider on Wesley Chapel? Well,
Yes,
yeah, the signs up on the common.
on the median,
Yep,
yes, sir.
thank you. That wasn't up 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they're up.
I applaud you guys for doing a conservation subdivision. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Remind me what the price point on these homes is gonna be?
1 million plus.
According to their sign.
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever seen a 1 and an M. Oh, okay.
Yeah, according to their sign. We're upgrading Leslie Chapel.
Not that it has any bearings at all on this discussion, just curious more than anything else. I think the sign originally was for Wheeling Homes, and you guys are Pulte.
Yeah, so we own a few different brands, Pulte does. We acquired John Wheelan, I think, over 10 years ago, so they're just another brand of ours.
Any further questions for Emily or the developer?
A question for Emily, if I may. From the discussions last month with the planning board, were there any issues that were brought up?
The only issues were previous ones about the kiosk and the right-of-way entrance and those, because originally it had the little pork chop in there, but DOT took that out because they put in the median, so that requires it, that you can only go right in, right out because of the median. And the kiosk is not shown on here because these are right-of-ways, but you can see it on the preliminary plats, and it's kind of right where the kiosk for the mail will be is right in between where the stream is, and then it's behind the 100-foot U-shed buffer, but before you get to the lots. It's right in kind of where out where the L42 is. Because I know that one was a discussion, but other than that, no. Or right around where C35, that label is.
And then my last question regards streetlights. I'm assuming planning board checked those and
Yes,
they're-
they provided all the plans for the, yes, I reviewed all those.
okay.
Make sure there's no glare on the next one.
Amy, could you go to page 3 of the plat, please? And the area I was talking about is right down next to the lower right, next to the legend. That was the comment that I saw. Inclusive of 0.229 acres within public right-of-ways to be dedicated Potter Road, Wesley Chapel Road. That was the comment that I saw. That little box right there.
Yeah.
That's the utility easement.
It's just utility
Yes,
easement,
ma'am.
even though it's going to be treed.
It's overhead power lines, yes ma'am.
Okay.
That was accounted for in the tree save, so there aren't any trees within that easement, but outside on the sides and edges, there are.
Do you guys, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to
apologize.
say, because it's kind of, when you look at it and you look at the drawing and you see all the little dots and everything looking like it's all trees, you aren't expecting to see a big tunnel.
Right.
I think if you go to the next slide on page 4, there's better detail. Up here, the top corner.
Right.
Yeah, but it still has all the little dots in it like there's trees there.
Yeah, and then you can see the right of way.
Oh, you're talking about the stream buffer?
Is that what that is?
But that's the area that we're talking about, right, that you're talking about?
I thought you were talking about on the previous page, utility buffer on
this page in the little vignette on the top, that's a part of the stream that goes through there.
Okay, so I guess I'm not understanding why it says there's public right-of-ways there, and I'm just,
So
it's just very confusing
right-
exactly what's
Yes,
happening in that
ma'am.
little.
Right at Potter Road, that dark color, not the little dots, that's the right of way that we're calling out. So that's
Okay.
right of way.
And then the other vertical.
And then everything behind it, the
Will
dotted
have
lines are the
trees.
tree saves. Yes, ma'am. So
all
that,
tree sides.
that dark color is part of Potter right of way.
So there's no, so are there overhead lines?
No,
going
ma'am,
through
that's
that
further into the site.
Okay.
I thought you were talking about a different area. I
Okay,
apologize.
no. Thank you for clarifying that. That was
Yes, ma'am.
what my questions were.
One of the things that I hear complaints about, or whatever, I'm not sure you'd say complaints, but that developers tend to, when they're working around trees, they've got their safe, this is the safe space you can work in, but they're never big enough. They're always like right up to the tree. Do you have anybody that's kind of helping you with how to make sure you don't damage the trees that are existing? I mean, because there is a drip line.
I mean, personally, this site was pasture to start off with, so we didn't even really have to clear that much. So when we flagged it, limited disturbance and stuff, we didn't really run into too much clearing.
Okay.
It was just right at the front entrance, just getting the driveway in up the front.
Okay.
I have a comment question. So just a couple of months ago, we had a big roundabout again, much like we did last year, about releasing bonds, about what was in the bonds. And so just want to make sure we're all clear on what's included in the bonds and what ability we will have to not release those bonds when the developer comes forward, or to release them. And do we need to make any modifications to that? Because that seems to have tied up the prior council last year and earlier this year with our other subdivisions.
I mean, if that's a question for me, I mean, by statute, you can only require completion, right? And so.
Completion, not functionality.
There's not dedication, it's completion.
But does completion, is there a way to imply or require functionality? That things are functioning, not just that it's complete? Because I know we've had irrigation problems or retention problems, excuse me.
I mean, that might be a broader question that we can answer here, but I think those are potentially two different things, right? I mean, you can't, if a road is completed and then it deteriorates over time, the bond's not meant to cover that. It's meant to cover the actual completion of it.
Yeah,
And if DOT says it's complete,
That's the law as it stands right now, right?
yeah.
So if the engineer says it's complete, same thing would be true of an irrigation system. If the irrigation system is complete and then 6 months later, the sprinkler heads aren't working,
Yeah. And
that's an issue outside of the bond.
yeah, the bigger one I was thinking about was a retention pond with not functioning or having maintenance issues within the equipment.
Yeah, it used to be in the state that maintenance bonds could be required, but that went away a number of years back, and so you're just talking about completion.
And with the recent ordinance change that we made, anything related to that retention pond and everything else will be on the HOA to maintain funds to fix it. Okay, that was all I wanted to ask.
all right. Any final questions? Then is there a motion?
Motion to approve the final plat of McCoy Farms Phase 1.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Unanimous? Thank you, sir. And sir, thank you for coming. All right, Emily, anything else before we move on to Mr. Lepke?
No.
All right, John has added a new job role to himself. He is not only the park director, the park maintenance technician, he is also now a park ranger.
So if you don't mind, Council, I'd like to flip the order and vandalism, they are now in pretty bad shape. And I'm very grateful that a young man called Ryan Seymour has stepped up and is going to make a proposal for us. Ryan, if you would, about fixing those back up for us so we can start using them again.
I have copies of my project proposal.
Oh, we love that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kind of just starting off, I probably started looking at the project this summer. I contacted Mr. Lipke and went out there and kind of just looked at the little libraries, and it took me a while to get going, and I got here finally. And now that I'm here, I don't know, I'm going with that. I'm going to replace the libraries just because they're in such bad shape, and I saw how much it upset Mr. Lipke, and it definitely, made me feel compassionate. I wanted to help, and I feel like I have a good chance of doing this just because of the people that are willing to help me. Like, I have Mr. Latta, if you know him, he's the agriculture mechanics teacher at Sun Valley, and he's really willing to help me just do the math and like the actual physical part of it, because I'm not very good with my hands, and that just, pushed me so forward to get this rolling, and yeah, sorry. But I just plan to replace the whole things in the stone, little decorations that surround them. If you can see, this one's been damaged just over time in the weather, and you can see like holes and whatnot in the actual libraries, and the glass is actually broken. And I realize it's kind of from the door. It doesn't actually seal all the way, so I've come up with a whole new way to reseal it in my schematics, but I don't have those here. It's going to cost about $500 and something, and I've planned all the way to get that money from a bake sale, and I'll have donations open, but Mr. Latta said he'd provide all the tools I needed, and Mr. Lipke said he'd provide all the stone and mortar and concrete that I would need. I plan to have about 5 or 7 scouts help me, along with my mom, dad, family, whoever else wants to come. But my plan is to turn from pretty much this little broken down library, and if you go to the next thing, please just click it to that. That's pretty close to how I want it. I'm not making it exactly like that. That's just some kit I saw. I'm gonna end up taking plywood and I'm cutting it to fit, and it should look pretty good. I'm pretty optimistic how it's going to turn out. I plan for it to take about a month. Is there any questions you all have?
When do you plan to get started?
As soon as possible.
You work in this cold weather?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'll get it done. My parents said if I don't get my Eagle, I won't get my license.
That sounds like a
She's
good,
back there, yeah.
parent.
Nothing
Yeah.
like
My
incentive.
dad did the same thing, so right there.
This may be a little outside of the scope of your project. Have you thought about encouraging some book donations from people you know?
I plan to buy some.
Okay.
I'll definitely contact the county libraries and post things at school and whatnot.
Yeah. I bet we all have a few books we could donate to the cause
Yes, ma'am.
if we were asked.
I would love that. That'd be amazing. I feel like having them redone, people, because the color they are right now, they really blend in with the landscape. It's hard for people to see them. I feel like when I redo them, people are going to be seeing them and they're like, oh, look, I can go do this now. And it just adds to the park in another way. They're not just going to the park to look at the trees. And they're like, oh, this is cool. They the little kids can go re-look.
Just to build on the mayor's comment about book donations, could suggest that you could put a box here and in the lobby,
Oh, yes, ma'am.
and get the get Ms. Mumpower to put on the website a note about accepting, book donations, children's books, or other things for reworked little library. And so you might get a few books.
It's a great idea. If you could
Not
send her
have
an
to buy
email. Yeah.
Brian, do you have some paperwork for the mayor to sign?
Yes, sir. We can just use the one you have. It's all the way on the back, if y'all approve.
All right. Who has questions for this nice young gentleman?
Ron, a question for you, but a question for Mr. Ledby first. John, how old are the existing book boxes?
I can't remember. We shortly after the park opened, so we could be 8 years-ish,
8? Okay.
something like that, 7, 8 years.
Ron, is there any way to maybe enhance the longevity of the ones that you're putting
Yes,
in?
sir. I'm doing I'm sealing it. I'm going to be putting high-end materials on this. It's not going to be cheap.
Okay. So you're planning on sealing the outside, making it waterproof?
I'm using high-grade plywood as well, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, I have it all priced out in there if you want to look at the materials list. That's all.
Okay.
On a similar but yet related question, with the cold weather that's coming up, properly curing concrete and mortar, are you working with Mr. Lutke to make sure that you're not pouring concrete on the day that's too cold that will?
Yes, sir. We haven't gotten all the way there yet, sir. But once we do, I'll definitely make sure.
I don't want to have concrete peeling up.
Yeah, I don't need
Once
it.
that's fact.
When's your birthday?
July 12th.
Okay. You
I'm
got
only
some
16,
time.
I'm only 16. I'm good.
Okay.
Are you gonna be working on these steps, these,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm going to be redoing it. I'm pretty sure we're adding one.
Yeah. I've got all the stone from the previous project, and I've got all the bricks, the recycling from the house that was demolished at the park.
I've had a lot of people come together and just help as best they could. It came together really quick.
And there's 3 existing boxes at the park now. Ron, you're replacing all 3.
All 3.
wow.
I think the post is the only thing that is salvageable. If not, I'll put a new one in. But they seem to be all right. I've checked them out. That's about the only thing I could probably salvage from.
If you find that you don't have enough books, even after all our efforts, the library down Cuthbertson Road, the new library down there, they have hardbacks for $1. They have paperbacks for 50 cents. I mean, they have, when you first walk in the door, they've got the whole wall is books that they're selling for nothing. So if you need to,
I'll definitely check it out if the donations don't pay.
We usually don't have a problem getting books. I had a chest in the restroom area, so we donate books. People were always dropping books in there. It's just, you can't put them in the old libraries because they get wet.
yeah.
So we'll be able to maintain a flow of books.
Thank you for stepping up and
Yeah.
doing this for the village.
So do we have a motion to approve this Eagle Scout project for Mr. Seymour?
Motion to approve.
A second?
Any further discussion? All right. All in favor? All right, unanimous.
Congratulations.
Thank you, and here you go. Make sure that's signed on the right spot. And then we look, I think you have to come back and talk to us when it's done.
Yes, ma'am. I believe I do.
Yeah. All right.
Donuts. We like donuts.
No, sorry.
Oh, sorry, wrong spot.
It's all good. You can
Why
sign
didn't you
mine.
bring some?
It's the council over mine.
Oh, I was thinking, I forgot.
You can run this one if you need it. If she signs it,
Look,
Are you sure?
pretty sure. Might be one.
Or maybe. I was thinking we were the beneficiary.
I believe you are. I think I'm this one.
Council would be like your Boy Scout council, right?
Could I get a little help?
May we have a leader approach the
Yes.
front, please?
You're right. You're right.
Am I right?
You're
Okay.
right.
Will you just make sure I sign in the right spot?
You're supposed to know this.
Yeah, I know, I'm having a break. That's the right spot.
That's the right spot.
All right, perfect.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ron. A few other things to update you on. The pond clean out. We are waiting on the funds bond from the bond company. All paperwork's been submitted. We're hoping to see that this week sometime. And then we will be scheduling a pre-con meeting with the dam safety people. They showed up on Wednesday last week because that was the scheduled start date, and I advised them, well, we haven't got the performance bond yet, so we're not starting. And so I had a brief discussion with the inspector about plans. She wanted to see the plans. She checked that the permits were posted. Amy laminated them for me. And they're laminated and they're nailed to the gate post. We have 2 permits that are required. Those are already in place. There's a laminated set of plans of the project at the park, which is required. So we're ready to go as soon as we get the performance bond. The mini golf, all the seams are glued. We are finished on holes 1 through 4, and we just have sand to put down on holes 5 through 9, and then we'll be ready. We were thinking though, the inaugural event we might want to push off to like March rather than trying to play in the cold. Thanks to the funds provided by the Programme Events Committee, I've got various size clubs, purchased coloured balls all ready to go. We just need some mats now to protect the surface and where people will be teeing off, and we'll be ready. It's already being used. Kids are coming up all the time and saying, hey, can we play golf? So I drag them out some clubs and they go off. A lot of people having a lot of fun with it. And then the last thing I want to talk to council about is the new grant programme. There is a $10 million fund in the state specifically for the repair of dams that were damaged due to Helene, which is our dam. There are certain criteria that have to be met. Our engineer, Amy Black, believes we meet all those criteria. It has to have had damage relating to Helene, which we did, the breach. It has to be a high hazard dam. It has to be a high hazard dam that has unresolved issues with it. So we've checked all the boxes. Amy Black has provided us with the service to fill out the application. It's all ready for Amanda's signature if council approves. And the deadline is Friday, so if council is okay with us applying for those funds, we're asking for the whole 1.1 million and change. Whether we'll get that or not, who knows. We think we may have a leg up because we're shovel ready. We have a permit in place, the plans are approved, everything's ready to go, we just need the money. So I'm hoping that lands on the desk and there are other people applying for money that are not shovel ready, that don't have plans approved, that don't have permits. So.
And Amy Black is much more confident in these funds, and that these funds are awarded a lot quicker than the other one.
And it's money specific for high hazard dams with unresolved issues that were damaged by Helene. So check.
That is a nice way to say our issues, unresolved.
Yeah. So all being well, we get some money, we'll have the pond cleaned out, we'll fix the dam, and everything will be good. Let's see. So if council can consider approving us going forward with that grant application, I'd appreciate it.
Yes, would anybody like to make a motion to apply for, I don't know the official name of it, for the new dam safety grant submittal?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
A second.
Any further discussion? Cross your fingers, eyes, nose, toes, everything. Oh, you have a question.
One of it.
I was still talking. All right, all in favor? Unanimous? Thank you, Mr. Lepke, for keeping your eyes out for that one.
Yeah, good job.
Important.
And I will get Amy to send that copy to Amy Black tomorrow, so.
Just the signature page she needs.
All right, so that leads us to the Events and Programs Committee. Hello, Mr. Down.
Hello. How's everyone this evening? Staying warm in here, I presume, with the cold weather that we've had this week. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone again, and good evening, Mayor and Council and fellow citizens. Obviously, I'm here to provide the Events and Programs Committee update. We did have a very productive meeting at our last committee meeting right before the holiday of Thanksgiving, the third Thursday of last month, when Sunny Day Markets was in here. We were going over some of the final details for the Cocoa and Carols event, and I will discuss with you those now. Again, that is December 20th. The times for that is 10 to 3. And again, Kate and them were here. Last month I mentioned how the cocoa was not initially going to be free. We did discuss that with them. We found out that for a cup of cocoa they were going to be charging $2.50, the vendor that they had, which I thought that was high, and they told me that they were initially going to be charging $4.50. I was like, inflation's bad, but I didn't think it was that bad. And that just seems a little high to me, but the committee did decide to commit $250 for 100 cups of cocoa for free. We thought that was a roughly good amount for how many adults were probably going to be there, how many children were probably going to be there, and how many kids were actually going to get cocoa. And then the committee also decided to commit $150 to Amanda Thompson, the local vocalist, to sing carols for an hour. And then also $600 to go to a DJ to run all the audio, do announcements, and run Christmas music while Miss Thompson is not there singing. So that brings it to about $1,000 for the cost of this event. In addition, they will have pictures with Santa, kids crafts, and also Sunny Days did commit to putting out multiple different banners and bathroom signs out that we needed as well for this event, and that is going to be no cost to the village as well. Any questions on that? Yes.
If I may.
Sure.
The cost of the train, they were able to get a train, weren't they?
I was trying to figure that out from the minutes because I was working on those today as well. I couldn't find anything about that from our meeting, and I emailed them today, and they had not gotten back to me at this time because I was still trying to find out about that, but I'll make sure to send out an email to you all when I get a definite answer from them.
Because I need to tell finance to get a check, so.
Yes, correct.
And it's a really popular, the train is very popular.
Where
Yes.
is the train route going to be?
Well, again, we don't know if we're having a train guaranteed, so that's not currently scheduled. So I'm assuming, based off the plot that they gave us and the site plan that they gave us, that we're probably not going to have one. So to be honest with you, I don't know because I don't think that we will have one. That's my guess.
And as we talked before on other events, you're going to keep attendance?
Correct, yes.
Number of children, number of adults?
Yes.
Type of detail?
Mm-hmm.
Any further questions about the Cocos and Carols event?
All right. We also had 10 participants that signed up for the Battle of the Bulbs event that we have going on. Those addresses I don't have in front of me, but they are posted on the Facebook page. I saw that Amy posted those this afternoon. QR codes that Amy worked on as well, are at the houses for you to vote for which house is best. We did extend the application date to the 6th of December. Obviously, that means that less people are going to see those houses, but at least we could extend that a little bit longer. The winner is going to be announced at the Cocoa and Carols event as well. And so, yeah, go out around and see the different houses around the area and make sure to vote. And then we are not having community conversations this month. We didn't have one earlier it would have been last week is when we normally would have done it. But Miss Utley is working to schedule ones for next year. I haven't been told of currently any right now, and especially those with the Habitat Builders. Ms. Bledsoe, have you been in contact with Ms. Utley about those at all?
Yeah, she sent me an email saying, when are we gonna speak with someone so we can start making appointments? So they're ready to go if you want to, I'll forward you that email.
Okay, splendid. And then after last council meeting, the committee also reconsidered the gifts for the community conversation speakers. The committee is now proposing a gift bag to present to the speakers. And the gift that we came up with was Wesley Chapel golf balls for them to use at the golf course, along with a t-shirt with the village logo, and then also a high-quality coffee mug, not like ones that we currently have for the
Hey.
25th, but something a little more higher quality. That's what we came up with and wanted to see what the council's thoughts were on that. We also were looking to possibly create a logo for the golf course and possibly put that on the golf balls to make it special for the village. Thoughts?
For the mini golf course?
Yeah. Since we're one of the few municipalities, or even mini golf courses in the area, might as well.
Wesley Way is...
Exactly. We'll have to come up with a logo, of course, but...
There are tons of balls that are available through local golf courses, so I don't know if you really want to spend money on that, but I have bags of them.
Or maybe just find someone to stamp logo maybe on there.
Yeah.
That could be a possibility.
The current course record is 22. It's a par 25 course and somebody scored a 23.
Are you gonna have like a hall of champions?
Leaderboard for different ages.
Alright. Any questions for Mr. Chair here? Alright.
And then a few more quick things.
Sure.
I do need a motion or two. Obviously, you already approved our calendar. And so we obviously requested to stay on the fourth Thursday of the month at 6:30. And then I was going to propose this at the last council meeting, but the committee decided after some different conversations with the mayor to reconsider. Our initial proposal for events was the Spring Fling on March 28th with the rain date, and then a 250th anniversary car show scheduled for May 30th with the rain date, a fall bash with the golf tournament in October 10th with the rain date, and then Cocoa and Carols with the Battle of the Bulbs winter announcement on December 12th with the rain date. But we wanted to, after talking with the mayor last month, we are going to table the request for events, but we did want to get an idea from the council of what they're looking to see when it comes to bigger. Are we looking for fewer bigger events, especially because, as we'll discuss in a moment, we now have 3 committee members, or are you looking for smaller but many events? So doing maybe like 4 events that are smaller or 2 events that are bigger during the year. And wanted to see what the council's thoughts were on ideas around that.
How do you determine how big you're going to be?
Obviously, that could be different factors. I think the main thing is cost and how much of a space are we using, like how many people are we planning on having at these events. Obviously, like a movie night is probably going to be different than a fall bash or something like that, as an example.
Historically, the bigger events have been partnerships with Southbrook. So.
At Dogwood Park as well.
Did they say when we might know about the new money, the new grant? Because that, I mean, Dogwood Park determines a lot of.
And obviously, these can be changed later on, I would presume, by the council if they so choose.
Jonathan, you had an idea you wanted to share.
Yeah, so Joel, you and I spoke about this briefly a few weeks ago. And I need to bring it back up to you again, especially in light of the resignation, is that we reach out to community partners, right?
Yeah.
So we can reach out to the major churches in our area, Siler being one of them, Five Stones, Southbrook. They've all reached out at times to the village asking to help and do this.
Yes.
So I would recommend, and I do think that, even as council, we may want to consider amending their charter to give those larger entities a permanent seat on the planning board, so that we don't always have to have the same person from Southbrook or from Siler coming over, but they know that they have a seat that can come and discuss, because they are engaged in the community on a daily basis. They know what the community wants. We can reach out to the PTA for, was it Chapel Elementary School, to Newtown, to try to get these community partners that are here, that are hosting events, that are engaged with our residents, to have a bigger say into what we're doing as the village, to try to build that sense of community that I think we need. And we'll also give you more bodies on the planning, or on the Events and Planning Committee, as well as fresh ideas and partners to partner with to do these bigger events. I mean, Siler's right there. We could easily do a joint movie night with them.
Yeah.
Do, you know, whatever they feel we need to bring into the community.
Yeah, and as we've discussed, you can also have way bigger events with more space that they have with the ball field and whatnot.
It may also not hurt to reach out to the HOA presidents as well, say like, hey, do you have anybody who wants to be involved in this?
I think that's a great idea. It creates dialogue between the various parties that are part of Wesley Chapel, and more than anything else, it prevents overlap. I mean, if the village has an event going on and Siler has an event going on, coordinate that so that we're not pulling from the same pools of people, not only to attend, but volunteers as well.
Yeah.
What if you used like your February or March meeting date to have a community invitation and direct invitations to
The churches.
Siler, Five Stone, Southbrook, PTOs, whoever, and welcome them to the committee. Like do like a get everybody to the table, and I can get you a list of the churches within the village. I think Emily sent it to me before, because they're more than you think.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that gets us through the busyness of the winter, and then maybe like March would be a good. That's awesome.
And maybe they're already planning something, and we could just come in and say, first, two, or something like that.
So what I'm hearing is having a town hall at the village hall?
I'm in a village hall at the village hall. Get it right now. I'm the only one that can say that
Town
wrong.
hall at village hall, come on.
How's that sound for a starting point? Getting
think that sounds
everybody to
good.
the table, and then
Yeah.
we can go from there.
What is the, if you don't mind me asking, what is the council's thought on Mr. Ayla's point on having members of the churches on the committee with us, since we are looking for any bodies? As we're now going to be down to 3.
I think at this point you test the waters.
Okay.
And see what response you get out of the people that you invite before you say, okay, here's a permanent seat.
Yeah. No,
Let's get some dialogue started first.
Okay. Sounds good. And our next, I will try to send it out for our next committee meeting, which is scheduled for January 22nd, since it is a month and a half away or so. So, if possible, but obviously if not, then we can move it out to the February meeting. So,
And I'll get you that list.
thank you, appreciate it. Did you want me to stay up here for the resignation talk?
Just that I need to formally accept the resignation of Erin LaCroix. She has some personal things going on, so she's going to step away for a bit, but there's always some extra seats on that committee, so she can come back at any time she's ready. So I'm just formally accepting her resignation.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Dunn.
Yep, you're welcome.
And that brings us to closed session. So nobody wants to stay for that, I'm sure. You can stay, but we're going to go away for a while. But before we do that, let's do our mayor and council comments. So you can, and while we're mayor and council in comments, if someone would like to go get a complimentary mug for all of these Boy Scouts out of the cabinet, that would be great. All right, so who wants to go first tonight for our mayor and council comment?
Okay, I'll go first. It's just really neat to see you guys and all the badges you've got and all the things you've accomplished, and I'm proud of all of you, and I don't know any of you, but I'm just really proud of what you're accomplishing. So good job, and to you leaders, good job to you too. It's hard to find good leaders that will stick with it. You know, life's just so busy and so hard, but But anyway, you make us proud.
Going down the line?
Sure.
Okay. Echo on what Deb said. Council has heard me brag about my son being an Eagle Scout from 46, so I certainly celebrate anytime that you guys have an opportunity to add more to the ranks. Congratulations, Ryan, on working towards that, and best of luck as you get closer to earning that Eagle Scout badge. Second thing, there's a wealth of history within our village. And I tried to reach out to a couple of folks at Siler on the way over here to see if you guys were participating in this or not. But this coming Saturday is a national day in which Wreaths Across America goes in and places Christmas wreaths on the markers of veterans that are buried in the community. Siler's done it in the past. Madam Mayor, do you know if they're doing it this year?
I think so. At least on theirs, I
Yeah,
think.
here. And if it follows the course, that happens at 11 o'clock on this Saturday. It's a very, very moving. I don't know if anybody has been a part of that, but it's a very, very moving ceremony in which they talk about really honoring and remembering the people, the patriots that have passed on before us, that have played a role in our country. That's taking place at 11, or it should be, and then we also have a smaller ceremony taking place at Wesley Chapel Methodist Cemetery, in which we'll have soldiers from the American Revolution, soldiers from the Civil War, soldiers from World War II, soldiers from peacetime that we're placing wreaths on. So I encourage you, if you don't have anything else to do on Saturday, grab a coat and attend either the one at Siler at 11.
It's at 12, actually.
Is it at 12?
It's at 12 o'clock.
And the one at Mineral Springs, Wesley Chapel United Methodist Cemetery on Potter's Road.
What time is that one?
That's at 1 o'clock.
So Siler Cemetery at 12 and
Wesley Chapel Methodist at 1.
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next.
I just wanted to, again, like everyone else, thank the scouts for coming. And some of you that don't have your Eagle projects yet, Mr. Luckey's a great help to find things around the park that we could always use some help with. So we appreciate that as you come up to your selection of your projects. And just want to wish everyone a happy holiday season, and those who are traveling to be able to travel safe. Thank you for everybody for all the hard work over during the year, and it's been a good year for the village, so thank you.
Not to sound like a broken record, but as my son is currently a scout at a scout meeting right now with Troop 53, I do appreciate you guys coming out. It's great to see you all. It was great to have you lead the pledge. Keep up the hard work. It's a lot of dedication. It's worth it, though, to make it to your Eagle. I'm sure that you guys have a great Eagle project coordinator back there, making sure you guys make all the Eagles before you turn 18 and not the night before. So just keep up the great work. As Lori mentioned, please do keep reaching out to Ms. Rupke to continue to offer projects, to find projects around the park to assist our residents and our community. And also don't hesitate to reach out to the local churches as well. I'm sure Siler has a list of projects for you guys to do on their own campus. Great work.
Thank you for coming. I'll put in a good word with Santa for you all. So I know Mr. Lepke's getting coal in his stocking, but I'll try to do put in a good word for the rest of you. Thank you for coming. And if everyone wants to leave, council, I will take a motion to enter into closed session.
So much.
Second.
All right. So, all in favor?
Aye.